When you're 20 years old, your best friend will tell you that watching an addict collapse into themselves is like being on an airplane that's crashing. She'll say the first thing is remembering how to breathe normally, that you can't help anyone unless you get your own mask on first.
My brothers taught me how to swim by holding me underwater until I had to beat my way to the surface. When I finally took my first panic gasp of air, they said, "Don't worry, kid, you're fine. You just needed to learn eventually. You can only tread water for so long."
When I was 16, when everyone around me seemed raised fists ready to smack me to the ground, my mother said, sometimes we clench our fists, not to fight, but because we have something we are terrified to let go of.
You see, what your friend won't tell you is that when the plane starts going down,
You will not want to keep breathing.
You will not want to take in air without them.
When the plane goes down, you realize you're a life vest with nothing left to wrap yourself around.
You can only tread water for so long, so when the tide comes, you will let yourself drift.
Into pain pills.
Into whiskey.
Into sex with men who don't know your real name.
You will call yourself plane crash.
You will call yourself sinking.
You will call yourself shrapnel.
You will see the engines turn Roman candle.
You will see the passengers in first class ignite like well-dressed match heads.
You will see the mountains come rushing towards you like an expectant predator.
You will see that you were just fooling yourself into thinking
You
were
are
above gravity.
You will realize that drowning has always run in your family.
You will remember that your lungs were always made for screaming. You will forget about breathing. You will forget about breathing.
When you're 20 years old, you will learn that watching someone you love die slowly is not like a plane crash.
It isn't anything that dramatic.
It's a piñata at a birthday party. It's knowing they have been beaten so many times, it's no wonder they split open.
It was only a matter of time before everything inside of their chest
started
pouring out.
When you are 20 years old, you will learn that sometimes you fight with absolutely everything you have and lose. People can only tread water for so long.
You remember every single detail of the morning your father took the dog out back. When you learned about the two distinctly different types of pain, one that is necessary and leads to healing, and one that is only pointless suffering.
You remember the look on his face when he told you the dog was no longer sick.
That her misery was over.
You remember that sometimes grief and relief are the same exact word. You will hate yourself for remembering all of this.
You'll find out sometimes you don't get to write the pretty ending.
That not everyone gets that cymbal crash closing curtain.
Sometimes there is no villain.
Sometimes it doesn't end clean. There's no firework finale.
There's no plane crash shrapnel.
It just ends in sinking. It just ends in silence.
It just ends.